previous scan picked up a valid Terramorph sample, but, well, it's in the spaceport. And the quick route there looks like it got blasted when the port did.
There are steam tunnels under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
What do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I am not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
Is it this? There's a natural formation over there. Alright. Yep! Londinium steam tunnels, I presume. Okay, is that your servers rumbling, or was that something growling? I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure I've seen this movie, guys. Crawling around, sort of frozen in the middle of nowhere station, looking for some strange, horrible creature that wants to kill us.
Kaiser, this flora, this is Lazarus plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
You know, no one even realized it was a living thing until someone got it under a microscope and saw it had cells. Can't be cultivated anywhere but Londinian. A real marvel.
Could that be important? Might be something to think about. Yeah, I was going to say, I've got the right hat for this. All I need now is for someone to say, I know, but it's weird and pissed off. But I guess we're going to need something weird and pissed off before that happens. Okay. So... we just keep going? Heat leeches.
All these leeches. What's keeping you things warm?
Oh, okay, they're not going to attack Kaiser, are they? What's keeping them warm? Someone's got the machines on. That's what's keeping them warm. Okay. Space helmet display. Advanced Shock Troops space helmet. We'll check that out later. Okay, we're going in that direction. I want something a little more in your face. Go away. Alright, guys. Is this what we're looking for?
What's that? My God, look at it. A Lazarus in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only... What's happening? Captain, have you seen this?
Oh. What? Tell me that's not a Terramorph that just sprung into existence.
Oh my God. The heat leeches are Terramorphs.
But heat leeches infest every settlement, every corner of the settled systems.
Exactly.
Every single one.
You just saw that, right?
Yeah.
You would tell me if I was losing my mind.
Oh, absolutely.
That heat leech became a Terramorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet are baby Terramorphs. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they transform. We just found out how Terramorphs move between planets.
Yeah. That feels like a pretty major discovery. Wait, what does this mean for the plans to clean up the Terramorphs, though?
That I don't have an answer for right now. But if they share a genome, like most nymphs and adults do, the microbe should have no problem dealing with heat leeches and terramorphs.
Okay.
The Sealies we'll have to look into. But given what we know about the creatures, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to find that they've got an appetite for both.
Okay, but this is making the microbe sound better because it would really just... That can't be how all terramorphs are born. Yeah, pretty much. Feels like a pretty major discovery. Nothing natural should be able to do that. What just happened there? What actually... Didn't that just go from heat leech to terramorph in, like, seconds?
I am sincerely inclined to agree, but current evidence suggests nature manages it just fine.
I think...
The Lazarus plant. It's clearly an accelerant for the terramorph, a heat leech transformation process. Make one into the other in an instant. But that means if anyone knew about this, they could trigger a terramorph spawning.
Yeah.
You could sneak a leech into a city, or even multiple leeches, into a place like New Atlantis.
And then just...
God.
Boom.
The attack on New Atlantis, could someone have set that up?
Yep. Given what we've just witnessed, it's certainly plausible.
But first, you'd have to know the truth about all this.
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it.
We may proceed.
Go!
Okay, do we need anything from here before we go? And where are you... When you say go, you mean... Yeah, we're chasing it. Of course we are. We're chasing it. Of course we're going to chase the damn thing. I mean, that's what we're here for, sort of. Well, not really. I mean, we're here to collect samples and find a solution to all of them. But I guess we... probably should get a sample of that one. Okay, guys. Does anyone get a feeling it's around here? Oh, I do. Wait. I think this might just be like a young one. Can I scan? No, I can't. Okay. God, these things are tough. Oh God, sorry. Whoa! Okay.
All right, let's get to the bottom of this.
Okay. Metamorph tissue sample.
Kaiser's got the cell data from the New Atlantis and Tau Ceti attacks, right?
Uploaded them myself.
Captain, let Kaiser take a look at that sample.
Oh, Kaiser, I have another snack for you.
It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands.
And someone who had
Captain, do you
access...
understand what it is we just stumbled on here?
A conspiracy... I want to hear it from you. No, I think it means the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attack in New Atlantis.
Exactly. Someone saw the Lazarus plant in action and used it to trigger the attacks.
I wonder where they could have gotten such an idea, deploying alien life forms as weapons.
I wouldn't be shocked to find out our team, in part, inspired the approach, but our group never dealt with something that could have an effect like this. Makes some sense, actually. Tau Ceti was likely their first test, someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on New Atlantis, would be a success. And the timing of that one, it couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking the cabinet to do something about the terramorphs. These attacks, I think someone planned them to set all this in motion.
Okay. And I've got a horrible feeling I know who. But didn't you say this plant can't grow anywhere but here?
It can't. At least, I didn't think it could. But maybe if we're right about this, someone found a way.
I thought the timings of those Terramorphs showing up was suspicious. I did. To be honest, it did seem like, you know, the universe was throwing us a bone to get everyone on our side kind of thing. But maybe it wasn't the universe throwing us a bone.
They certainly were. But having this answer, well, it raises a couple big questions. Who could pull something like this off? And why?
The United Colonies, someone inside the UC must have plans for the Free Star. Makes the most sense. They'd be happy to see the UC suffer. I've got some ideas, but it's far from responsible to just start hurling accusations. Commander Khatum or one of her soldiers, they most likely know about this. No, they don't. It was House of Room, not a chance. Maybe some...
Can't believe it.
Group like the... No, your dad's still alive and Shoney doesn't care about lives lost. I think it's reckless to throw ideas around. But if I was going to, that would be the one. Let's just... Can we find some evidence first?
Let's save the discussion for when you all aren't standing in the universe's closest equivalent to hell frozen over. If we're gonna do anything to prevent more Terramorph attacks, human cause or otherwise, we need that final sample.
Roger
Good
that.
man. Yeah, no.
Kaiser,
Good thinking.
get us into the spaceport.
The entrance is this way.
Okay. Should we assume we're going to be fighting the entire way? What do we think?
Unable to provide sufficient power to the lock mechanism.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser,
Upper
see
floor?
if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
Is it this one? Yeah, thought so. Okay. Did that pile of goo move, or was it my laser sight going over it? Or is that rocks? Okay, if you think there's a pile of alien goo or something, do not stick your head over it. Unless you wish to become intimately
And there's
acquainted.
the control panel. Still looks operable. Of all the things to survive.
I'm just... Okay, don't ask. I'm just going to probably quite badly attempt to get in this just because... Oh yeah, that was terrible. That was basically the worst. I just jumped the gun because I'm semi-stressed. You know what? Yeah, let's just... Do you think? Do you think? Do you think? Oh, I thought... Wait. Ah, that's the utility controls. Alright, you know what? Do you mind if I just check inside there first? I've just got this weird feeling. Once we turn power on, we might attract something's attention. Anyone want a snack? Okay, so there's Aurora stashed in these cabinets. Not a lot else is contraband lock. Okay, so I didn't need to pick the locks on those. Okay, I think I've opened everything. Let's turn the power on.
Reactivated. Error. Control system reboot required.
And we do that. Ah, Captain. I think I see it.
Here? Where? I mean, we got something here. Advanced Navigator Pack. No, you were pointing in this direction, right? But... Or were you? Nope. The big red button. Okay. Pressing the big red
Reboot engaged.
button.
Running diagnostic.
Back in business.
Warning. Emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Admiral Sanon, we need to make the evacuation request.
That's my father he's addressing. He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Yeah.
It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties, yes, sir.
Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. I'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swarmed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
An invisible weapon. He knew. He knew about the Lazarus plant.
Yep.
Grab that recording. We should talk.
We should. Where is the recording? Oh. Where's... It's over here. Ah! I've got it! Okay. Yeah!
Vae Victis. He destroyed this place. Killed these people to keep what he knew about the Lazarus plant and the Terramorphs and all this a secret. Didn't he?
Never learned this reading mind tricks you've seen from Matt. There were plenty of reasons he could have ordered the bombing. The Terramorph outbreak, for example. I gotta be honest with you. I think he was trying to protect a weapon, not the people.
He saw the potential of the plant as a weapon and hid it away. He killed those people to keep them from sharing what they might have seen. Condemned this whole city to death. He's
Someone who thought keeping the secret would save lives. A commander in a tough... No, he's a cold-blooded murderer. I've had that feeling since the moment I met him.
No, this was so much worse than that. He is a monster.
Yes. Exactly what we all thought he was. But if the plant was used to trigger the attacks, could Vae Victis have been involved in the massacre on New Atlantis?
Yeah, but how? It's the only lead we got. That's not possible. We keep him under tight control. Look, it's a good idea. Shall we talk about it when we're not surrounded by Terramorphs?
Good point. Deal with one monster at a time. Let's go get that final sample.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to Kaiser. Okay.
Kaiser, try it now.
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
That doesn't sound good. Eyes peeled.
The sample moved. Because... Of course it did.
What does your
do you got
scanner
there?
reveal?
At the moment, nothing. But we're in a wide open space where we can run around. Yeah, there are dead UC Marines everywhere. There was some in there too. I didn't notice them when we came in, but... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That's not actually what I wanted to do. That I did not mean to... Where the hell was... Calibrated shotty? Can I pick up 2 of those? Alright, let's just double check that I've still got mine. Yeah. Okay. There's just something about this setup, guys, is making me very nervous. I mean, it could be the dead bodies everywhere. And the suspiciously well-placed ammunition. Oh, the fact that there's a giant red button. Or in this case, lever. Okay. Guys. There's something in the snow. There is something in the snow, guys. Please tell me these Pteramorphs can't bring dead things back to life. Find the last sample. Okay, you know what? I want to know what that button does. I know I probably shouldn't do this, but if there is something out there... At this point, I would almost welcome getting its attention. Okay. It's on the move in this direction. Oh. Right, we... Of course it is... Oh, God. I'm shooting, shoot! Oh, God.
Come on, then.
Okay. What else are we dealing with? Nothing at the moment. Okay. Say hello. Stop interrupting my cool moment. We've got the company. We've got him. He's not great company. Yes! Big!
That was quite a leap.
I guess we should grab that sample while we can.
Doing it.
Good. Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done.
Okay, so the Pteramorph... The Pteramorph's thralls are buggering off. Excellent. Kaiser...
Sample secure.
Yes.
Time to get the hell out of here. Percival, you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon.
Okay. So where do you want to go? This way. Let's try not to mess with the thralls, I guess. I don't think they're that Oh. But all escape. Follow the thralls! Wait. Tusk frog. Okay. We're just gonna be on our way if that's okay. I'm a little worried we're gonna aggravate them. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to come through. Thank you. Yes, everyone just run. You're free! You are free from the evil, giant, mutated heat leech. Can't believe they're heat leeches. Should have seen that one coming a gazillion miles away. As I should. I have no idea how I would get anywhere without my scanner. But I'm pretty damn sure I never would. Okay. Oh. Percival. All right.
Look at all of you. Back from the underworld. Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there. But it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion.
I think so. Okay. Is the plan going to still work now that we've got to clean up heat leeches and Pteramorphs?
Can't be positive until we run some tests. But knowing that the Pteramorphs have been masquerading as heat leeches all this time is a big find. Arguably makes things more feasible, now that we know what we're dealing with, not less.
Agreed. Plus, I don't think you're gonna have to push real hard to get folks on board with cleaning up one of the galaxy's greatest pests if this is what they're capable of.
But none of that's getting done without the samples. You do have them, right?
Kaiser has them. Sure did. Kaiser's got all the samples in storage.
Ah, best place for them. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Vae Victis knew about this damn plant?
That's what it sounded like.
Sounded like? He did.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond.
Ah.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
You're right. Vae Victis couldn't have been involved with it. You know what? I'm telling Percival, at this stage, he should definitely know. We can't rule him out. Vae Victis is alive and under UC custody. Is he? He's not military, though. Could be telling him this be... I tell you what. Telling Hadrian was one thing and was a good idea. But for now, look, we learned something. I can't say anything more right now, I promised. Hadrian didn't know.
Captain, he needs to know.
Okay,
Vae
Hadrian says you should know.
Is alive.
There you go.
Which means
See, I didn't
he
say
could
anything.
have been involved in the attacks.
Alive? He's... Vae Victis? That can't be true, right?
Unfortunately for us all, yes, it's true.
So that means we have a suspect.
Yeah.
I believe that's exactly what that means. Look, Captain, Percival and I, we need to get these samples back to the lab. Ensure we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the terramorphs.
Okay.
Vae Victis is the only solid lead we've got on the attacks. Since you're the only one who knows where he is, can you speak to him? See if you can get him to cough up anything he might know.
Oh, do you want to come and speak to him with me? I'm going to guess that's a big fat no.
Captain, I truly don't. He's already shown he's taken an interest in you. I'll be a lot more useful in the lab right now than I would be grilling Francois. So do you think you could do it? Please?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, he and I are going to have some words.
Good. We'll all meet back at Mast, outside the cabinet chambers. They're gonna want to know everything we've uncovered here.
Right.
Best of luck, Captain. And thank you for dealing with him.
See, my only worry in telling Percival now is, well, he's not military. You don't think the council are going to see him as a loose end, do you? I'm hoping not. Okay, this is going to get complicated, and I don't just mean finding a way down without... You know what, I could just do them.
Samples are going to change the galaxy for the better.
Depends what we do with it. I'm a little torn on this.
We'll meet outside the cabinet chamber.
Our plans seem to be... Oh, okay. Our plans seem to be...
Look what the cat dragged in.
That really was rude. That... Okay, I'm just going to ignore that. Do something that seems suspiciously like using Xeno warfare. I mean, granted, you could argue we're just putting the balance back. We eradicated a group, and that probably caused an imbalance. So we're just right in the balance. And that sounds good, but we are sort of, in a way, doing what they did. But the other option's biological warfare. And that, I mean, forget the morality behind it. You have no idea what's going to happen there, do you? No. I don't like either option.
I hope
Hi.
to learn someday what exactly your little endeavor was.
Okay. Well, the Terramorph threat is a little lower here now. We've killed a few of them for you, so you're welcome, I guess. We will be on our way. We've got another monster to deal with. Evening. Commander? Okay. Right. You coming? I'd remind you, you don't have to come in here if you don't want to, but I appreciate the moral support. I mean, it's not like you're coming in with me, but... that keeps happening. You know what I reckon? I reckon someone's playing wind up. It's like, let's freak out the new guy kind of thing. We'll just have some little device that nudges all the cups onto the floor every time the elevator opens, and he'll think weird things are going on here. Okay, right.
Authorized personnel.
Yes, we know. We know. Don't you ever get a day off? Or are you... different guy, same issue haircut. Okay, never mind. Right. Huh. He looks... tense? Does he know something?
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything you want to tell me about your time in Londinium?
I haven't been to Londinian in many years.
Yeah.
Why? Is there some way I could be of assistance? Were you able to recover what you were looking for?
Okay. Look, can we stop playing dumb here? We know you were behind the attacks on New Atlantis and Tau Ceti.
Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that?
Okay, there's a lot... You should have aimed better when you bombed Londinium. We found evidence there tying you to the attacks. Yeah, if we just leave it vague, it doesn't give him anything specific to counter.
That's quite the claim, Captain. I hate to think what would happen if such a patently untrue statement reached the ears of the cabinet. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us.
Okay, I've got no plans to tell anyone. Okay. I just want to know the truth. Yes. It's for my own peace of mind.
You want to hear the words, then?
Yes.
The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti. New Atlantis. My doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
Because you're a madman and a murderer and you live to sow death. No better way to show the UC what a deadly weapon they have in the Lazarus plant than to use it. Wait a minute, associate, who have you been working with?
All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble?
To work on something that long seems personal.
You couldn't be more right. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
You didn't even trust your own people in the UC.
These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of Terramorphs. just like what was happening on Londinium at that very moment. Sealing off the city to prevent mass death? It was the only option that made sense at the time.
Made sense to a sodding madman? Okay, I want to know who his associate is. Please, no secret is so dangerous you could justify condemning so many lives. It's not even necessarily true, but this secret definitely wasn't. But you killed them for nothing. You said it took you years to use the plant outside Londinium. You killed them for nothing. True. The information should have been handed over, secured it to keep it from ever used. He wants to use it. He wants to use it. All right, let's play along. Yeah, no, you're right. Maybe it is better that fewer people knew about it.
Precisely. In that moment, I couldn't allow another dangerous variable to be added to an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy?
You and your bloody
No.
legacy.
We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero.
Oh
I
my
become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research
God.
team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all
Right.
these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
So that... Stay calm. How could you have coordinated all this from here, though? That's pretty impressive.
It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed is that people will do whatever they can not to deal with you. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. And so I used their blind eye to my advantage. Still, establishing a back channel to Orlays via the UC recovery teams was painstaking work. I've led campaigns less nerve-wracking. They believed they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded slates, filled with instructions invisible to any but their recipient, dropped off at just the right moments to fall into the proper hands. All without the UC realizing whom they were actually dealing with. Slow work. But as you can see, ultimately effective.
Okay. Why the hell do you care if the UC wants you as an advisor? I mean, so that you can fix your legacy as well as your daughter's, correct?
Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? I don't know, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure.
I know why that name sounds familiar. I killed the guy. Well, I didn't. He killed himself. I went to get him. So I'm just your cleanup crew. You must think you're very clever. He is. He is. It's... I can see why they wanted to keep him. He is a genius. He's just a murdering psychotic genius. So you just basically murdered UC citizens and your own... Well, no, you murdered your own soldiers to keep a weapon secret, and then you murdered UC citizens just to get your legacy fixed.
Biding your time, then?
You're sick. You're mad. And your time here is over.
There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the other.
No.
We all benefited.
You
why
are a villain.
I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
See, that's the difference between the two of us. I didn't do this to get a home. I didn't do it for glory or a legacy. I did it because I needed help. I'm out there exploring the universe, unlocking its secrets. Not for petty, silly reasons of control and legacy. I just want to know what's out there. You just... They'd be honouring me for cleaning up your messes. If you're waiting for me to say thank you, we're going to be here a while. What kind of honours are we talking? No. Yeah, if you're waiting for thanks, you're going to be waiting a long time, mate.
I'm simply looking for you to acknowledge the truth.
That you're
and let's
a
not forget
monster.
the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the Terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine.
You
I've
could have
already
released
sent
this
along the
information
evidence of
ages
Orlays'
ago.
role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays and Orlays alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together.
You are the threat to the UC. You think I'm just going to forget the fact that you kill people to accomplish your good works? What kind of work are we... What kind of... No, you know what? I'm not. No. Because you didn't want Orlays killed because he was a threat. He was a way to expose what you'd done. He was your accomplice. I hope you enjoyed this talk, because once I tell the Cabinet, it's probably going to be your last.
That is a pity, Captain. But I'm in no position to negotiate. Though we needn't be enemies, you and I. Just think about the opportunity I've provided here. There are more on the horizon. If you do the right thing.
We're not enemies. We're not enemies. I'm a man that's going to leave here and never come back. And you're a man that hopefully is going to get executed. Yeah. There, I can't even be too enraged with him. He's just...
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
There's just nothing there. There's nothing remotely human there. He is a total monster. And he doesn't care. And he did all this just for a legacy. Wow. I mean, seriously. Okay, where is... I was supposed to meet Hadrian outside, wasn't I? Okay, just give me the signal. Okay, where? Oh, there she is. Okay. All right. Hey.
Perfect timing. We just got in.
Right.
So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Aciles are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Awesome.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the Cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything?
We found
Did
everything.
my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant?
Oh yeah, and you are not going to like it. It was a man named... He confessed everything. He organized the attacks from his cell.
I knew it. The second I heard that recording, I knew. Why? Did he say why he did it?
Oh, this is the bit I don't want to... He said he was trying to fix the damage done to the Sun-On name. Make you and him heroes. You know what? It's not worth recounting. The man's a sick mind. He really is. You don't need to think about it any more than that. The man's twisted.
Probably a good approach. I'm sure the UC interrogators will be able to get to the bottom of it.
Agreed. Let someone else deal with him. Worrying about his motives will get us nowhere. His actions are all that matter.
Well, once we inform the cabinet, they can ensure he won't be able to do anything like this ever again.
Absolutely. He has to leave out his involvement in the attack, says to consider the lives he's helped save. He's cost so many lives. It's unreal. What do you think the cabinet will do to him?
My hope would be that whatever connections he's got to the outside world disappear. Make sure his future schemes and machinations stay in his cell with him. But honestly, I'm not sure. He's in a unique position and has done a special kind of harm to the colonies.
Honestly, he deserves punishment, and frankly, all things considered, it might be best if the United Colonies made sure this... I mean, look, I'm not... I mean, he's your... You don't care about him. I have a feeling they're going to keep him around just because of his brain, as twisted as it is. But he definitely deserves punishment, and I really do think having him around like this is very, very dangerous. Not only could he plan something like this again, if the Freestar Collective find out, he deserves punishment.
Exactly. Bring justice to everyone he's hurt. So I guess that gives us our final answer. Nothing left to do but head in and see what the cabinet thinks of it all. Unless there was more to discuss. This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the Terramorphs.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay, which method of dealing with the Terramorphs are you two leaning towards?
Microbe is going to make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make this safe.
I do know the science. I also know math. And a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0. So I guess we're still in discussion. Probably best at this point to let the cabinet weigh in. See if they have a preference.
I think I'm with you there, Hadrian. I mean, he's probably right. It's probably safe-ish. Yeah? I don't like that probably, or the fact that I had to pause when saying it. So both approaches to clearing our worlds are effective against the heat leeches as well.
They are.
Microbe needed minimal adjustment to account for heat leech anatomy.
Right.
And the Asylees seem like they're even better at tracking leeches than morphs.
Hell of a sight to watch, though, when they catch them. Like an open airlock guzzling angry spaghetti.
I mean, honestly, I know that feels a bit like deploying a bioweapon. It still feels like the safer option, plus also balancing an earlier mistake, although it's the whole 2 wrongs don't make a right. What kind of risks are there if we decide to bring back the Asyles?
Asylees aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. If someone decides to pick a fight with one, it could get ugly.
Okay,
but they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC was raising them as livestock, so the risk of introducing them to new worlds is minimal. Using them to clean up the Terramorphs and leeches, though, it's not going to be nearly as expedient as the microbe would be. Given what we know now about the Lazarus plant, the speed of the job does matter. But going with the Asylees, we're at least dealing with known risks.
Right, no, that's where I'm leaning towards. I mean, if someone picks a fight with one of those things, there's a little side of me thinking, you know what? The whole gene pool, I know that sounds harsh, and I don't really mean it, but there's a little side of me thinking there's a Darwin Award winner right there, yeah? What do you think the cabinet will do when they learn about Vae Victis' involvement in the attacks?
It's hard to know. Unlike my father, the cabinet aren't butchers. But killing UC citizens, along with everything else he's done, is unforgivable. But if you're really that concerned, you could request they be lenient. They might be willing to spare him.
No. I honestly think, I mean, again, ordinarily, I just say lock him up for the rest of his life. But we've been doing that, and that's not gone down too well in this particular case. If they're going to continue to lock him up, they definitely need to contain him a little better. But that's it. Nothing else on my end. Let's get in there.
And here we go.
Alright. So, let's give the council the good news, shall we?